Welcome to the event. My name is Jerry, and I'd like to take you through what is going to be launched for the PCR portfolio for this year. Now, today's agenda will be three things: commitment to innovate. The second thing would be 2021.01 motor turbo system release. And last but not least, accessories and energy. So with that, I'm going to move on to the first slide pertaining to commitment to innovate. Some of the notable features in our past releases are actually listed as follows. And what does these features actually do? They basically enhances your device's value over time. So as a customer, you do not have to worry about just selling the hardware device. And as Motorola develops new features, new capabilities for your existing devices, you will start to see that this device will continue to grow or sustain in terms of value. Now, some of the notable features that we have developed here: dynamic group number excitement, fast noise suppressor, Bluetooth RSM is also a new accessory that we have launched last year, and last but not least, Impress 2 battery. With that, what actually it does for all this investment that Motorola made, basically, with respect to time, the value of the devices will deteriorate or reduce. And with the new introduction of features as well as capabilities, it will continue to add on to the value, overall value of your device. So as I mentioned earlier, is that as Motorola continue to actually invest resources to develop new features, you can be assured that Motorola provides you the best so-called backdrop for us to ensure that the value of the device would still be maintained across the time. So now what do I need to do next is to share with you 2021.01 system release, and at a glance, what are the key features that we are going to introduce. Now, there's a couple of new features this year, some really exciting features. The first would be the Capacity Max System Server upgrade enhancements. Now, the second one, improve IP address efficiency for Capacity Max. Third, compatibility mode for extended range direct mode. Fourth, the Honeywell and Motorola connected safety solution. And then the last two would be the 3.5 kilohertz analog scrambling. And last but not least, virtual channel stop. With that, I'm going to share with you the feature of Capacity Max System Server Upgrade Enhancement. This enhancement will enable, first, a one-step software upgrade as long as your software release on your CMSS server is within 2 major releases. For example, for the M2021.01 software that we are going to release by this year, it will support any of your CMSS upgrade in one step as long as it is at least M2020.01. So this saves you extra time because theoretically or formally, we will have to do an upgrade on a version to a version basis. So that essentially has saved you one upgrades effort to do that. The second actually advantage over this enhancement would be a simplified upgrading steps. So what it essentially does, it requires much less human intervention, like keying the information, the address, the configuration manually to a much lesser so-called number of times. Okay. Last but not least, which is the most exciting thing about this release, is the upgrade times that you expect is much lower. Traditionally, what we are looking at is the average times to reduce is at least 50% if you are doing a one-step upgrade. Now, if you are thinking of a 2-step upgrade, like from M2020.01 onwards, you can expect the upgrade times to be just 1 quarter. I will move on to the next feature, which is what we call the improved Capacity Max IP address. So what this feature does, or what this enhancement will enable, is that it will enable flexible sharing of other of your networking products with other applications. I think typically for a lot of our customers today, we do not just use IP address space for the Capacity Max system. So currently in our Capacity Max system, it reserves 64 IP address for each site that it needs to be configured. So with this enhancement, the number of IP addresses that needs to be reserved now becomes only 32 instead of 64. So that's half being saved. And within these 32 IP addresses, we can actually configure up to a maximum of 5 repeaters. So if you have a small site with just a couple of repeaters, you only need up to 32 IP addresses to be reserved. So you can release the other IP addresses to be shared among your third-party applications for the customer's so-called system. So with that, the next so-called feature that I'd like to do today is the compatibility mode for extended range direct mode. Now it sounds very long, but let us get into the details of this. The current extended range direct mode that you know of does not work with our first generation mono turbo radios. Now with this enhancement for compatibility mode, what it actually provides is it will allow the older first generation radios to enjoy the same extended coverage direct mode, but with limited data features. And the good thing is that it actually doesn't require additional new license keys to be purchased, as long as you have your current extended range direct mode license being already activated on your system. So with that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what are the limited data capabilities. So now, if you can see here that basically that there is a few things that will be supported in the typical extended range direct mode, and what it will not be supporting over at the column on the right. So in order for us to support more radios in the compatibility mode, we will first require it to be able to work in digital direct mode. So typically a digital direct mode radio will be able to use. And the good thing is it does not require you to do any firmware upgrade. Basically, it is automated without any change or configuration on your existing radios. Now, do note that RAS is not supported when it's running on compatibility mode. Enhanced channel access is also not supported. The only one important thing that you would like to be aware of is transmit interrupt, where I think a lot of customers today would be using is that if the signal is being transmitted through the repeater under the compatibility mode, then it will not be able to do the transmit interrupt. However, the transmit interrupt in the direct mode would still be working. In order to enjoy the wider range of radios to be able to work in the extended range direct mode, do be mindful about some of these data capabilities that may be affected. So with that, what I'm going to do is to cover on the next feature, which is the Honeywell and Motorola Connected Safety Solution. The Honeywell and Motorola Connected Safety Solution basically is an initiative between Honeywell and Motorola that they will introduce their gas sensors capability and integrate with our motor turbo system. So in this release, what this enhancement or what this feature would do is we will be able to support a couple of different Honeywell gas sensors to be sending their data through our motor turbo radio, which is Bluetooth enabled, back to the Honeywell Safety Suite application. So what does this integration brings to you? Basically, it actually enables safer working environments with this integration of the gas sensor. Now, typically, you will realize that there is a lot of our radios being used in, I would say, hazardous or our environments where there is a risk of getting exposed to hazardous gases. So integrating this would ensure that the notifications or sensor information can be sent through our motor turbo system and will be able to plan ahead a step in time to warn the worker that is on site about the incoming danger. Now, one thing that I'd like to also cover is that it's currently the planned release for this integration solution. It's that it's going to support all capacity plus systems, capacity max, as well as IP site connect, IPSC. So with that, I'm going to give you a visual interface of what it looks like. So assuming that how does it work is that typically for a worker at site, he will carry a radio. Now with a gas sensor that is actually attached to the body of the radio to the worker itself. Now what happens is this sensor, upon sensing certain levels of hazardous gases being present at the vicinity, will automatically send the alert to the monoturbo radio that the worker is holding. With that, it will then be transmitted through RF, through our monoturbo system, into the safety suite application, which could be actually a system or computer that is running a real-time monitoring application to detect all these gases. So once these alerts are being received by the application suite, what it can do is it can either initiate notifications to other workers at site in order to tell them that, look, there is a presence of like dangerous gases, or also coordinate rescue efforts if needed, or they can actually plan next steps in order for them to actually be mindful of the potential risk or that they will be exposed. So what is actually the benefit of this is that no longer that we are just providing seamless communication, we are also protecting your workers, the customers' workers, when they are working in environments that is actually very risky. So with that, what I'm going to do is the current release will support a couple of new gas sensors from Honeywell, namely the micro-ray, the multi-ray, and the toxi-ray. For this first release, only the P8668I and P8628I will be supported for transmitting the sensor data in through the system. However, in future, we are now already in the consideration and working with Honeywell to look at the integration of the, I would say, application suite under our model turbo communication consoles. So what it means that if we are in the discussion to see whether if we could actually introduce all these sensor alerts and information to be on the same dispatcher console or communication console that we have today. The second consideration for future expansion would be a wider range of monoturbo radios to be supporting sending this set of sensor data. Last but not least, of course, a wider range of different gas sensors from Honeywell. The next feature, which is the 3.5 kilohertz analog scrambling. So this 3.5 kilohertz scrambling feature, basically it is adding a new scrambling frequency to the analog channel today. Currently, there are only two scrambling frequencies available, which is 3.29 and 3.39 kilohertz. This enhancement, simply put, is to have a new selection available for you to do your analog scrambling. So essentially, additional choice for your secure analog voice communication. So with that, another feature that I'd like to cover is the virtual channel stop. Okay, so what does this virtual channel stop feature does? So in today's context, our Motorola radios are using continuous rotary knobs, what we call the channel select knobs, okay? So basically when you take the radio and you twist the channel, you can continue twisting this channel knob forever and ever, and it doesn't come to a stop. Unlike the modern day, the older day legacy radios where they have a fixed channel 1 to a fixed last channel. So basically, this enhancement will enable radios with the newer generation rotary knobs to stop at the first or last program channel. Now, a lot of you may ask, what is the purpose of this? So basically, it has been known that The older radios, when you turn all the way to your channel to channel 1, you will hit a stop and you will no longer be able to turn. So basically, and more often than not, a lot of our customers today, they actually set that channel 1 as the key or the most important channel or the most commonly used channel for the user. So with this feature, what it does is the moment you turn left the first time on the rotary knob, it will be the first channel, which is channel 1, which means that the user can access an important channel as the first or the last channel easily, without having to click on turning the knob in order to, and then listen to the channel announcement, thinking that whether if that is the right channel for you to use. So in a short, what these features would allow is to enable the familiar user experience when they are using old radios, even though they have moved on to new radio models. So with that, I've come to an end for the M2021.01 features, and right now I'm moving to accessories and energy, and to share with you what is coming this year. You probably have already seen the launch of Motor Turbo Eon in one of my other presentations by Yit Kai. Basically, for this year, accessories and energy are focused to develop a comprehensive suite for the Motor Turbo Eon. Let us start with the energy solutions, and we will follow on with the audio accessories. Last but not least, other accessories. So first, energy solutions. The first component of it would be the battery. Now, basically, some of the key features of the Motor Turbo Eon battery is they are full shift capable, 13 hours for voice and 2 hours of video with a standard battery. So think about a worker that is able to use a single battery to run a full 12-hour shift, even with the video recording or video feature being used. Now, again, if you notice that our Motor Turbo Eon portfolio, all our batteries are impressed to so-called technology, which basically allows you to have 60% more life cycles as compared to traditional lithium-ion batteries. And all the batteries that you have is IP68 rated. Capacity would be 2820 for the standard battery. 2900 would be the TIA battery. And in Q2 of 2021, we are planning to bring in a new high capacity TIA battery. So part numbers are there for your reference. And with that, I'll move on to the second portion of the energy solutions. So charging solutions, we are going to introduce a couple of things, exciting things for you. One is the Impress 2 multi-unit charger for the Motor Turbo Eon, a standard single unit charger for the Motor Turbo Eon, and also a battery adapter that's planned for Q2. Now, allow me to take you a little bit more about the key features about this MUC and SUC. So basically, both the MUC and SUC supports charging of either with a radio and battery connected together, or it can just charge the battery alone. So depending on each customer's usage patterns, you can either put in just the battery alone for a second or backup battery, or you can slot in the entire radio back inside the charger, whether when the shift is over. Now, do note that there is also an optional wall mount kit available for the multi-unit charger. Now, that can be separately. That would also be made available and will be launching right now. So one of these things that is going to be launched in Q2 will be the ion battery adapter for MUC. Now, what does this battery adapter do? Basically, it allows your older MUC versions, generation MUCs, to be able to charge your Motor Turbo Eon radios. So what you need to do is, if your current fleet today has MUCs already being used for your P8668i radios, you could actually just get this adapter, snap it on to the existing MUC, and you can charge your Motor Turbo Eon. So just for example, for MUC and SUC part numbers, they are all different because of the countries that they are selling into. So please reach out to your sales representatives for the correct part number when the time comes. We have completed introducing our new energy solutions for motor turbo Eon. And right now we are going into the audio accessories. So the first audio accessory that I would like to introduce is the WM780 wired RSM. Now this RSM is a IP68 certified. It has a new feature called work when wet. What does it mean? It's that it allows the water to drain instantly such that it can continue to operate. Now, it is also one of the loudest that we have actually introduced, at 102 decibel, 2 programmable buttons, and it supports the wind porting capability. So this is actually one of the key RSM that has the loudest ever sound, which means that even at the, I would say, noisiest environment, you could still clearly hear. Now, it also does come with a 3.5 mm jack for you to plug in your separate earpiece at your own convenience. So with that, what I'm going to move on to the next audio accessory is the 1, 2, or 3 wire XL tube earpiece. Now, what does the XL means? What we call XL in this case is extra loud. So basically, when you buy any of this 1 wire, 2 wire, or 3 wire earpiece, and you connect it with the motor turbo Eon radio, it has this super loud audio feature of up to 125 dB, and it can be programmed via your CPS if you would like. And the second thing is extra clear audio. It has a wider band, which is ready for your better audio quality. Now, it has actually more than 167% wider range of for audio as compared to any of the previous RSM that we've introduced. It also supports full duplex voice operations as well. So moving on from the earpieces, I'm going to introduce you the 2 new headsets that we have. So we have one behind the head headset and one over the head headset that will be introduced for the motor turbo Eon portfolio. So key features for these 2 headsets is there's a PTT feature or button is now located on the ear muffs. It have an excellent noise reduction rating of 24 decibels. It's TIA certified, as well as the design of the ear seals are gel type. So this will be comfortable for extended wear or long hours. Now that we have done headsets, I'm going to introduce you our new accessories for the motor turbo Eon. So first, let me start with carrying solutions. Carrying solutions has always been an integral part of our radio offerings for now. The design, the emphasis, and the way that we actually invest a carrying case is with the end customer in mind. Now, what does that relate to? Now, the new motor turbo Eon carrying holster that you've seen in the picture has a few key features that is as follows. 1, it actually allows you single-hand device access, which means you can remove and take out your motor turbo Eon radio with a single hand. Number 2, it has a auto on-off function for your screen when you remove or you insert in your motor turbo Eon radio. That basically helps to conserve your battery power. So the third thing about this carrying holster is that you can actually keep your radio in this holster and plug it directly onto your single unit charger to charge it, which means that it's convenience to the customer. Last but not least, the face-in design of the holster will protect your screen for any external knocks and bangs when you are actually holding this onto your wear belt itself. Now, do take note that there are two variants to this carrying solution. One is a fixed belt clip solution, one with a swivel belt loop solution. And each of them has their range of different size of loops and clips available. With that, I've come to the end of my presentation, and I hope that you are also excited like me about what's upcoming in this year. So for more information of the M2021.01 features or the new accessories that we are going to introduce this year, please feel free to go to our channel booth for a live meeting or live chat. And with that, I wish you a good day ahead. Bye-bye.